Today I'm going to be talking about ecological succession, and I'm going to be talking about two subcategories in ecological succession: primary succession and secondary succession. Ecological succession is the process by which life comes back to an area from a disturbance. But the difference between primary and secondary succession is that life comes back from a disturbance in primary succession that has little or no soil at all. Actually, no soil at all. And secondary succession is a process by which life comes back from a disturbance that left behind a little soil or some soil. So I want to go ahead and kind of illustrate what that looks like. So you have a disturbance of some kind in primary succession. We can kind of classify that as fire. Fire is an example of a disturbance that can leave behind no life form. An example of this is seen currently right now in 2017, California forest fires that are happening. They're happening very rapidly, and they are very aggressive, and they can leave behind little or actually no soil. We have an illustrated example. We can have barren rock left behind, and this barren rock can kind of just be sentient on the ground with no life form at all over a large amount of years, and then when rain or erosion happens and it starts to bring back that, the cause of events can start to bring back life, such as lichens, and then from lichens we can form small plants and shrubs. And then from small plants we can have some grasses. And then from grasses, just drag the arrow here, we can start to form shrubs and small pine trees. And then from shrubs and small pine, we can start to form mature or growing trees, larger trees. So larger pine trees, maple trees, oak trees, variation of trees. And this succession happens over hundreds of years. This is due to the barren rock that has to have and support, it can support life. Because it needs to support life, an ecosystem needs to start to develop there slowly but surely, from lichens to small plants, all from wind, the causation of wind, erosion, or even wind erosion or rain. Apologize for the hiccup there. So now I want to talk about secondary succession, which is similar to primary succession, only that secondary succession is the form in which life comes back from no soil, from some soil, or little soil left behind. So we can kind of classify this disturbance as an example of a tsunami. And so a disturbance can happen, and it left behind little or some soil. So we can have here a specified of 0 years. After the disturbance, there's some soil, and then after those 0 years, we'll start to see, due to, again, wind or erosion or rain, that can bring in some pollination, some cross-pollination, some plants. So right here, annual excuse me, annual plants. And that's from 1 to 2 years maybe. And then after 1 to 2 years, we can start to see some grasses come in. One thing I just failed to mention was that what brings in these annual plants are called pioneer species. And those are species that just travel in from an outside area where the area was not disturbed, and can bring in these plants from the disturbance. So grasses and shrubs can form, and this can happen over the occurrence of 3 to 4 years. Then you can start to have pines, small pines, and small pines and other small trees grow from 5 to the next 100 years. Trees take a large amount of years to develop. And then mature oak, mature pine, mature trees in general, they form over the next let's say 150 plus years. And so that is secondary succession. Lastly, I just want to point out primary succession grows from no soil. Secondary grows life from little soil due to a disturbance. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching.